Hi everyone, thank you for coming to our channel. So we are going to be talking about women in the Arab Spring. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to us. And of course, we would like to thank our sponsor, Professor Ian Barnard, for this video. I'm Sarah.
I'm Elena.
I'm Reed.
And I am Patrick. So we have a brief intro video here talking about the Arab Spring and the countries that were involved in it. So go ahead and hit play for us, Sarah.
Awesome.
The Arab Spring began here in Tunisia in December 2010. Within days and weeks, the people of Egypt, Yemen, Syria, and Libya raised their voices in protest too. They called for economic reforms, for long-term rulers to go, and for democracy to be embraced. The ripple effect of that dissent was felt right across the Middle East and North Africa. Few countries were immune, but the speed of change in these 5 countries was breathtaking. 23 years in power, but only a month of protests, and the president of Tunisia, Zine El Abidine Ben Ali, resigns. 18 days of protests, and Egypt's president of 30 years, Hosni Mubarak, steps down. 8 months into conflict in Libya, and its leader of 42 years, Muammar Gaddafi, is captured and killed. And by February 2012, the 33-year rule of Yemen's president, Ali Abdullah Saleh, is officially over. Syria's President Bashar al-Assad is still in power, but his dogged defense of his right to rule has drawn Syria into almost 5 years of a brutal civil war. Of these 5 countries, only one, Tunisia, has managed a relatively smooth transition to democracy, the same country where 5 years ago, the Arab Spring began.
So the reason why we're covering the 4 countries that we cover is one, Tunisia was the epicenter of the Arab Spring, and the following 3 countries that we cover deposed the actual rulers that they have. Syria happens much later and is a whole presentation and topic all in and of itself. But for now, we'll give you a little bit more information on the Arab Spring in these 4 countries.
So this quote here just sort of shows the breadth of representation of women in the different countries that were involved in the Arab Spring. So I'll read it out here right now so you can get an idea about what sort of roles the women that we're going to be talking about have. So in the Arab Spring, women were protesters, but they were also martyrs, political candidates, and bloggers serving the cause of seeking democratic change. Women were not only proponents of the Arab Spring, but also its opponents and its civilian collateral damage. So we all came to different rhetorical conclusions based on the research that we did on the 4 specific countries. So I talked specifically about Tunisia in my episode, and this episode will be all about women bloggers and the rhetoric of revolution. So I'm going to be looking at 2 Tunisian women who use blogging as a way to draw from their shared experiences and become agents of change.
In Egypt, we talk about how the women utilize a variety of pulp cultural platforms to kind of highlight the atrocities happening during the revolutions. The primary being graffiti and like TV shows, talk shows that are shut down pretty quickly because of patriarchal views and a hold on culture and media.
In the episode about Libya, we ultimately come to 2 rhetorical conclusions. The first is a rhetorical analysis as Gaddafi as a controversial figurehead. Although he gave women the right to vote and brought up the literacy rates by a great deal in the country, he was also very misogynistic and racist and had many accounts of rape.
And then our second one would be the stark contrast between Western Libyan women and basically the rest of Libya and their women. Now, Western Libyan women were against the new revolution and they're for the regime, they're pro-Gaddafi, while that wasn't the case for the others. And then our rhetorical analyst sort of came with the conclusion that class and the level of religious practice played a big effect on it. Now, for Yemen, unfortunately, our contributor Salman could not be available right now due to a serious condition, but no worries, we'll just go straight forward. Now, I just want to let you guys know, or we all want to let you guys know, if you want more information and you want to learn more, don't forget to click on our Works Cited link, which you can just click right there. And it's basically our YouTube About Me page, and you'll get all the information you want.
And this is just a reminder that even though the Arab Spring was a social rights movement that occurred for both men and women, we're looking particularly at the feminist rhetoric that occurred and women's roles in this movement. And that women as a whole showed that they were strong and resilient and played a vital role in actually the execution of the movement itself.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Shukran.
More episodes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe.
For sure.